Hello, denizens of the internet. Everyone loves complaining about what Disney, Paramount, and DC have done to our cherished pop culture properties. Yeah, it can seem childish at times, I admit it, but if you've been following us online pundits, all we've been saying is follow the logical paths already laid out, make use of the wealth of existing source material, and quit gender and race swapping established characters for no reason. And you'll make lots of money instead of losing lots of money. So I'd go as far as to say we're not complainers, we're business consultants that you've chosen not to listen to. We warned you, and the results have been exactly as we predicted. That's not complaining. That's business advice, and we will be sending you our bill. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. It dawned on me that Disney's diversity social justice agenda was not the sole reason that caused the decimation of Star Wars, Pixar, and Marvel. Disney's overlords and minions are missing a key component of fandom: our broader interests. Not only is Disney not interested in the things that made these properties popular because their agenda was to decolonize them from their successful origins, since they so desperately hated the people who built them, and continue to be dumbfounded as to how such people they hated so much created such success. To social justice warriors, this just does not compute. For them, diversity is the key to success, not pimply-faced guys with ambition, dreams, imagination, and lots of time on our hands because no one would date us. Woke is an anti-resilience movement. It does not seek equality by encouraging independence and personal responsibility, but equity by demanding that the successful not be so successful and stop trying so hard. The thing that really ties those of us who grew up reading comic books together is not the primary properties like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, or even Lord of the Rings, but the peripheral stuff, our peripheral interests. When we talk to each other, we'll also reference video games, anime, manga, computers, astronomy, network protocols, synthesizers, cars. We know that Lucas Lasseter and Cameron are one of us, but a lot richer. But who else other than Favreau at Disney have you ever heard talk about their extracurricular nerdy interests? Put a bunch of us nerds together, even complete strangers, into a room, well, heaven help you, and soon we'll be talking about Cowboy Bebop, or Akira Kurosawa, or NES, Atari, ColecoVision, Ultraman, Kirby, Adams, McFarlane, Studio Ghibli, Second Breakfasts, Plan 9 from Outer Space, Fireball XL5, Scooby-Doo, The Day the Earth Stood Still, Matrix, only the first one, Terminator, Blade Runner, The Aliens, Hergé Miller, Robert E. Howard, Harryhausen, Lasseter, Good Scotch. Has anyone heard Kathleen Kennedy talk about any of those things? Of course not. And I can hear you laughing. I'm pretty sure she has never listened to the Firesign Theater. And I'm fairly certain you've never heard any of this out of Star Trek Discovery showrunner Michelle Paradise's mouth either. Because for them, it's all about diversity and representation. And that was my epiphany. It's not enough to bone up on the source material. It's the fact that these people do not have years experiencing the interconnected universe that makes up geekdom. This is the expanded interconnected universe Disney does not understand. Forget the stupid MCU multiverse. We actually exist in a real multiverse. And they hire hacks who don't have a clue what this means to their projects. John Lasseter did nothing but gather together a million nerdy touch points to create all those amazing Pixar movies. Nicholas Meyer was hired to co-write and direct Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, even though he'd never seen the first movie. So, what about your interconnected universe, Paul? The man wrote the brilliant 7% Solution. He wrote the screenplay and directed the fantastic Time After Time. He wrote the epic The Day After. I think Meyer's interconnected geeky curricula vitae was perfectly adequate. But ironically, not adequate enough, it seemed, to work on Star Trek Discovery, from which he was tossed. Paradise's previous experience was a show called Logos, X's and O's, about the intricacies of lesbian dating, which was a way better fit for a Star Trek series than what Nicholas Meyer brought to the table. Certainly. But I digress. A quick break to say that the actors, on the other hand, do not need to be part of the fandom. For the most part, interviews with them are a painful reminder that they clearly have no idea about the franchise they just got cast in, and maybe should just shut up. As a bonus, they'll make some assertions that it's patriarchal and how they can finally represent. They are vessels to pour dialogue into, nothing more. Don't get mad at them. There is a connection between us, the fans, and the original creators, because there's often an element of mechanics and engineering. Honestly, mostly guy stuff. We are passionate about all these things. Who at Disney ever talks about this stuff? No one. I can't recall a director at Disney including nerdy chatter during interviews. Not Deborah Chow, the director of that brilliant Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Certainly not Jessica Gao from that white wine spritzer monstrosity She-Hulk. Disney has hired a documentary maker whose only projects have been the plight of Pakistani women. That would be my first choice. Not saying that isn't worthwhile, it's just not pop culture. Did she collect the Burger King Star Wars glasses set? I doubt it. And that's my point. By thinking that all they had to do was toss out Star Trek, Marvel, Pixar branded movies and TV shows, that we would come running like lemmings? No, it's the wrong one. They go over the cliff. Anyway, has proven disastrously wrong. Of course, we know they didn't care about us. They were going after the much larger, fictional, modern audience that does not share the crucible of interconnected universe these properties were forged in, and neither have most of the writing and directing talent attached to these properties. And look where that got you. What do you think, denizens? How important are your geeky interests to you? Till next time, be seeing you. Boy, I gotta clean this out.